We got music, David.
I hear that, Nate.
That music.
I hear that.
I could jam it too. Like, turn it up. That's pit smoking music. All right.
Sorry, I forgot. I lost track of time. Or wait, are we live?
Yeah,
great,
we're
live,
dude. No worries.
Nice. Sorry, I lost track of time.
I can't do this on my own. It's just like Batman and Robin. Like I can't do this.
I see.
It's really awkward not having you there. Like I'm not doing it.
Perfect.
So Mother's Day Eve special here. Little Sapchat. So what are you doing, David?
I am currently prepping a 16-pound brisket. These briskets you get nowadays, this is all the trimmings you get off, and there's probably 3 pounds there. And then what I do is I put that in the smoker and then chop the fat up into cubes like this, and that renders down. And then that's what I put in the pan at the end of the smoking process.
No kidding.
Yipper. So there's this beautiful masterpiece.
What are you? You got your secret rub on there,
huh? Something like that. I'm actually trying something new. I got a little bored with my secret, so I am using some Cosmos SPG, some Cosmos cow cover, and some Meat Church Holy Voodoo.
No kidding.
And I used about half a shaker per unit. So we got some on here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, man. You could put the phone down.
No, I got to take it out to the smoker. I got to start getting that thing ready.
I know. What if you trip or something, dude?
Then it'll be live.
That's true. It is. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be out here all night.
Really?
About 12 to 13 hours.
So you're smoking meat for 13 hours for Mother's Day?
Yes, sir.
For Ashley?
My mom, my grandma, and Ashley.
All right.
We're having a big family.
All right. Well, here's what we got on the docket, so you're aware of. So I got to talk about the Mother's Day special here at Muscarella's, a local restaurant in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. So they have that going on this weekend. It's I'll talk about that later. I'm going to be at A&A Maple in Attica, New York on Saturday from 10 to 4. We're doing a maple syrup buy day, and Doug's working on getting his loading dock in because that's kind of a prerequisite for getting stuff on and off real easy. So hoping to meet some of you farmers there on Saturday. That is the 17th, I believe. Also, Paul Bunyan show. That is a huge thing. We'll talk about that later. And I'll reflect a little. I was at Shaver Hill today. They were having a buy day, and there was a lot of farmers there. So talk a little bit about that. And the Maple Secrets thing. You know that I am not a fan of the whole Maple Secrets. So we're going to talk about that too. So that's kind of what can I talk? I'll talk about Paul Bunyan while you're rubbing your rub there.
Rubbing my meat.
Yeah. Yep. So Paul Bunyan Show is the largest timber outdoor expo in the country. It's everything, sawmilling, chainsaws. I love it. I've done it 2 out of the last 3 years, and we got a big old house again. It's just fun. Like some people fish, some people hunt, some people smoke meat. I go to the Paul Bunyan Show. That's like my vacation. And
nice.
One of the cool things about the Paul Bunyan Show is it is the greatest concentration of YouTubers, outdoor YouTubers, in one place that I know of.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just amazing. So we just got back. Also, yeah, my son and I did a college visit at Vermont State University on Thursday, which it's called Castleton, which is one of the best wrestling programs in the country for a Division III school. They're going to probably win a national championship here in the next 2 or 3 years. So 7 hours. 7 hours was our visit. I've never done, like at 3, I was done.
Wow.
But yeah, we got to see dorms. The coach there is amazing. Scott Legacy. He's a great wrestling coach. I was just so impressed with the whole thing. Plus, I'm trying to put one of my boys, a Bissell boy, in every maple producing state from the, I got one in Vermont. I'm going to put one in Maine, one in New York. Got to put them in every.
Again, the number one.
What's that? You went, you froze up on me, Dave. You are not there. So, Paul Bunyan Show. That is October 3rd, 4th, 5th, I think. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or no, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a big show. If you like sawmilling, if you like firewood processors, all that stuff, it is a great show. We'll be selling some maple syrup there and saying hi to a lot of people that watch the channel and listen or will be there. So it's kind of cool. If you like outdoors things. So of course you're welcome. You know what? I'm getting comments here and I missed it.
What's going on with this thing? Does it keep cutting out on your end?
It does. Probably because you're using your Wi-Fi. So the first comment is good looking brisket. Well, I will have to disagree. Once it's cooked, that's a good looking brisket.
Yeah. Let's see if I can turn my Wi-Fi off here.
Oh, here's one. Taylor Williams says, Nate, I'm not sure where I saw your suggestion on the sugar season. It's a book about Bruce Bascom, but I've started reading it, and great suggestion. I tell you what was cool was like I felt like I was in the book. So it was written by a guy named Douglas Wynot, Fulbright scholar, and it's cool. Like you get like this history that you never would have known, and there's some people in it that I know, like Irv Gingrich, Amish guy at a Middlefield. It was just cool. Like you felt like you're reading a who's who maple celebrity book. And this probably's been out 10 years, I'm guessing. I don't know, maybe 8. Not really sure. But yeah, that's a good book. And I picked up 2 more books on like G.H. Grimm, kind of the history. What are the 2 books that I picked up from that fella? It was at D&G on.
Yeah, he had his own book, right?
Yeah, he had 2. I made him sign them. And yeah, he signed them for me. And then the other one's about the I think it was called Horseshoe. Is it one of the largest maple operations ever? And it had its own train, its own rail system in the state of New York, its own rail to haul sap. And then it was like multiple sugar camps all around. Yeah. People still have like some of the bottles. Pretty cool. So, real quick, I'm going to talk about. So we talked about Paul Bunyan. I will be there probably 4 days. There'll be a lot of YouTubers there. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Do you have your own sawmill, Nate?
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I got a project for you. I mean, I guess. Do you want something unveiled here that hasn't been unveiled yet?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Keep your clothes on though.
Oh, darn it!
Keep your clothes on, David.
So, obviously, it's still on the trailer back here. You can see that evaporator. That's the one I picked up.
Yeah.
And what we're going to be doing is knocking this barn down.
The chicken coop? Was that?
That's just an old straw hog barn thing. But it's got beautiful concrete on the inside, and it's got a poured wall, like a 12-inch poured wall all the way around. So we're going to tear this down, and we want to do a rough sawn, very authentic style sugar house with a cupola, no electricity. We're going to get like 1970s Coleman lanterns for lighting with the wood-fired evaporator. So we'll have that going, and then our big one going on our maple weekends and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And what we're going to be doing is my wife's been wanting to get involved in this, and we've been trying to figure out how. Well, I think it's going to be her baby. I think she's going to become Mrs. Wood-Fired Maple Syrup, small batch. So she's going to come up with a name for her little sugar bush here and all that. So that'll be a pretty fun journey. I haven't told anybody about that yet. We're doing a video on it right now, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was. What is that? What is that actual rig that you bought or you picked up, right?
Yeah,
from a
yep,
farmer in Ohio.
yeah. Here, I'll take you over there to it.
The Waterloo.
She's a classic. Small Brothers.
Ah, Small Brothers. I don't know the history of Small Brothers. I know that the Waterloo, Small Brothers all eventually ended up with Lapierre. Yeah. Wow.
So it's on backwards right now, just because I pulled it home. I wanted all the weight over the front of the box here, but
What's the how big is that thing, David?
same size as mine, 3x12.
No
So
kidding.
we'll have two 3x12s, one wood fired, one oil fired, more commercial. You know, it's gonna be really cool to be able to walk in. They also it came with the same matching bottling
Canner.
unit,
Oh wow. That's very cool. Where does it
the
say it's
old authentic
manufactured?
stand. So this is gonna be like what we want. We generally want when you walk into the sugar house to feel like you're stepping back into like 1970.
So you'll have to not wear deodorant.
Not
You'll have
shave.
not shower for like, once a month.
Yeah, I'll tell Ashley that. See how that goes.
Ashley needs to look more like a dude.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. You
Probably not.
you have to really look masculine if you're gonna do that. The girls back then, they looked just like dudes.
I did not know that.
Come on, you've seen the old pictures. It's a hard life, man.
No, I haven't.
You never seen the old pictures?
No,
Man.
no.
All right. So also this was about what spurred this whole thing or spurred it on was getting some text from a fella up in the UP about maple secrets. And he's like, man, I got this thing. It might be better than loop saddles. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, oh, I promised I wouldn't tell anybody.
Oh, jeez.
So somebody shared a secret that would help him with a sugar house. And I'm going, or a sugaring operation. I think it was in the woods and the tubing. And I'm going,
Well, that's funny. Every biggest producer in Vermont shows right to their neighbor that the lines cross in the woods.
not all. I mean, I don't think it was always that way. I think that over time,
It's just recent.
Yeah, I want to say, I don't know this for sure, but I think things were a lot more secretive. But I think that I don't get the secrets thing. So, when someone gives you a way to improve your sugaring operation, follows up with, don't tell anyone. That is a D-bag by definition, because it's the same as don't help others. You might as well just say don't help others. Like if you just say don't tell anyone, just substitute those words with don't help others. And I just don't understand the secret thing. Like, why don't you want other people to improve and do better? It makes no sense to me. Are you just firing up?
I'm just firing up.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Williams just said there's still plenty of secrets out there in the sugaring world, and I'm like, why?
I don't know, Nate.
Why?
Everybody's got their thing. It's. I guess you
think
could
Carl
just
said it best.
lead by example and do what you want to do, and that's your prerogative.
I like what Carl said in our group text today.
What was that? I haven't even had time to look. I'm not gonna lie. I've been spraying the fields. I've been doing all sorts of stuff.
People want to feel important, is all it is. It makes them feel like they are unique and special. Yeah, I guess. But I feel unique and special when I help someone. Why don't you want to help others? Like, I love the fact that so many people started putting their tubing on the south side of the tree or the sunny side of the tree, and they have reached out and said, oh my gosh, my yield is so much better. One guy made a huge difference. You still got your eyebrows.
I still got my eyebrows. I usually have a propane tank hooked up, and I really cheat, but I'm actually trying something else new. I'm trying to cheat a lot tonight because I kind of want to go to sleep. I've always wanted to try this, so I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm just going to really throw a left curve here. So I'm actually going to be putting a whole entire bag of, well, here, I'll just show you. After I smoke it with straight wood for about 4 hours, after you smoke for about 4 hours to 5 hours, your smoke ring's penetrated. You're not going to get much more smoke than that. And I usually, just keep going with wood, but I'm going to try cheating tonight. I had an idea of using a whole bag of the Kingsford charcoal, the briskets. And I think that if I put a whole bag in there, shove a whole bag in there, it probably will get me about 6 hours of sleep before I have to come out and put more in or whatever.
You're just starting your RO, so you make sure your sap tank doesn't run over.
There you go.
Get a little sleep. Did you know the Kingsford, that charcoal, a lot of that was from the cooperage industry where they have cutoffs from the white oak? I want to say it's in Missouri. Did it say Kingsford? Is that in Missouri? I'm pretty sure it's all byproduct of the oak used in making barrels for the spirits industry. Maybe not all, but a good part of it. That's how they make it. Yeah, so that was it. I just why not share? What is the downside? I guess that's what I'm kind of wondering. What is the downside of sharing? Somebody gets better. That doesn't.
I don't know, because no matter what you do, I mean, Canada still makes 70% of the syrup. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what you have to really gain from it other than your own personal business input cost. If you're, doing the same thing and getting more yield, then good for you. I mean, I don't know. But what works on that sugar bush might not work in mine. Just like what,
point.
Jeff Corey's doing out there is not going to work here.
Did you test it already?
Well, no. But
so how do you know?
Because I don't have the fall and I don't have the hard maples. I can do it the same way, but I'm not going to be getting 7 pounds. There's no way.
Yeah, I tell you what, the slope is a big deal.
It is.
Having the fall is a big deal.
The slope, and the number one thing is having the weather for it and being able to get through those warm spells, because they're on the backside of the hill. And you see what I'm saying? It's the microclimates. I'm wide open flat. Sun can penetrate every which way. I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's just not apple to apple. Now I can implement exactly everything he's doing, and I probably will get better, but I'm still not going to be 7 pounds. There's just no way.
It's tough without. I mean, there's
I'm 1%
just a lot of
sugar
variables.
content. That alone right there throws me out.
There's a lot of variables. I was talking to a fella yesterday. It was 1.3, but he gets 38 gallons of sap. Wow.
Yeah.
38 gallons of sap per tap is insane. I
think Jeff's getting 36, wasn't it?
Yeah, these guys are pulling so much. Once I met these guys, I'm like, I quit. They're way better than I'll ever be. Well, there's actually a term for it. It's called zero-sum fallacy, where you think that success is on a scale, and if somewhere somebody's successful, then somewhere somebody's not going to be, or you. So if you help somebody get better, somehow it's going to make you worse. It's called the zero-sum fallacy, where everything balances out to zero. It's common for adults to think this, and if anybody's listening would like to look it up, I think Simon Sinek has done a lot of these zero-sum discussions on YouTube, where somebody's successful somewhere out there, somebody's going to fail, and that's just not true. It's just not. That's why it's called a fallacy, and it's common think about it, in office settings. The boss gives somebody a pat on the back, and what's everybody got to do? Knock them down a few notches. Why? Success has there's an infinite amount of success.
Well, here's one for you. Do you think Warren Buffett kept everything to himself when he was growing? And no. How do you think he grew? He taught other people. He showed other people, and they joined in with him, and they became a team. There's power in numbers.
I took a whole class of finance in grad school, and it was basically teaching you how to do what Warren Buffett does. And it was it's pretty public.
Yeah, I mean, and you listen to anybody that's super successful, and if you're willing to ask the questions and show initiative, they'll give it to you.
It's true. Most people don't ask. I'll
No,
tell you the thing that's
step
bugging me the
one.
most lately is when I hear somebody say, "Yeah, I'm gonna add 5,000 tabs, 6,000 tabs," and I go, you know, uh, "So who's gonna like look at it for you?" Well, no one. We all think we're good until you see somebody that makes 9.5 pounds,
Yeah.
right? Like, why wouldn't you invite them out? Like, I won't even put 2,000 taps in without asking Dan Crocker to come out and look at it. Like, I would never like, I've had this tubing for 20 years, but it doesn't mean I'm not as good as those guys. Like, I wouldn't even add tubing or do tubing without, Jeff, any of those guys come out and look at it before I do a thing because they're better than me. So when I see people, hey, I'm going to add tubing, I get nervous and it's not even me. I'm like, you're just going to like go spend 25, 30 grand, 100 grand and not get an expert.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did 20 years ago and I trusted the installers. But what I realize now is their knowledge for being in the Midwest was behind 10 years from what they were doing in the Northeast. Like
Yeah.
it's totally changed in 20 years. And
Go
I can
to the
research.
person that you think is doing it the best and walk in their shadow.
Yeah. Like, but that's the thing. Like, I would get them there, even if they're, a friend. I'd be like, hey, man, I don't know if you're coming out to Ohio. You can make a trip of it. I will make sure that I cover you because the amount of pain that they're going to save you over time,
Yeah.
And guess what? These guys that are really good, like what they at this point, what do they want to do? They want to share.
Yeah.
They want to help others be successful. They want to pass it on.
Yeah.
They're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Some of these guys
Well,
are.
dude, I really wish there was a way to do that study. I really wish that people would really participate in it. If somebody could send out a survey of ages and get a real accurate number of the age ownership in maple business.
I thought it was 65, or it was not young.
Where did that number come from, though?
I
Is it
cannot
just
remember. It was a stat that was like, here's the average age of sugar makers in America, and it was done not by like me. It was done by like I don't know, University of Vermont. It was a reputable. I want to say it was an actual study.
was that just
Conducted.
for Vermont though, or was it for the U.S.?
I don't know. Does it matter? Like, don't you think it'd be
Yeah,
representative?
I think it
Like,
matters.
like if you, I mean, I don't think that the variance is going to change between states very much. I mean, I would say a lot of the reason also is who has the land, right? I mean, it's going to be up, guys up in age.
I think right now that it's probably like you're saying 65, and then it's me and even younger. I'm thinking like I'm 35
You're young, dude, for maple.
to like 25. No, I'm seeing a lot of like 25 to 30-year-old guys popping up around here.
It seems like
and
a lot, but
there's like
if you
huge
look
gap.
at the actual like bell curve, I would say it's heavily shifted towards like
You're probably right. You're
there's
probably
a
right.
young kid up in Wisconsin. Like I see them and I'm like, wow, cool. They're not a huge number. So
Yeah.
Todd Phillips just said, can you come up with a different name for Dave on every Sapchat? Well, Todd, if I got a surprise for you, Dave comes up with his own name on every Sapchat. I don't actually type it in. So, sometimes it's David Wayne. This time it's Pitmaster. He's coming up with them.
I'll try working on that.
So got some comments coming in. Guys, I appreciate the comments. Thank you. Also, if you could hit a thumbs up, it'll actually help draw people in. It'll actually help the algorithms and people will, more people will come in. Let's see. Here we go. Taylor Williams says, I'm 26. I bet there's more of us than you think. I don't.
Right there in that range.
Think there's more of you than like. I'm just talking stats. I don't have an opinion. I'm just looking at.
Well, there's Maple Mike. He was around my age. He's New York.
34.
There was Austin with Ruthie's. Oh man,
there's a lot of young guys in the
Tyler Thompson, Vermont.
Yep, Tyler.
So I mean, How old is Tyler? He's a little bit older than me, I think.
Is he? Yeah,
I think so. Not
probably
much, but
mid to late 30s. Is that where he's
yeah,
at?
probably. I think he might be a year or two older than me.
Yeah. But I don't see as many of those. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying they don't exist. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's I guess I fear is there's not as many. I see a lot of young guys that probably should be invested in by people who have land. Otherwise, land's going to go, kids are going to divide it up, kids move away. What are we going to do with dad's farm? It's often going to get, cut up. People want their money. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's in every state. That's in every ag community.
Well, around here, nobody wants to look at tubing. They think it's like, whoa, wait, you want to put tubing up in my woods? And then you look at Vermont and it's like normal. It's almost abnormal to see woods
it's a
without
different
it.
culture, right? It's a different
And
culture.
everyone's like, whoa, that's not, good for the trees. And then it's like you're saying, lands get divided up. Everything's going to solar around me here in the next 5 years. That's going to be awesome. Not. And I don't know. I agree. But for me and my wife, it would be a huge life change. Like we would just have to we're talking up and move 10 plus hours to get to where we would have to be with the right trees and everything, and I guess it's not really out of the question, but
yeah, I think for large
how do you afford
production,
that? I mean, it would have
like
to
an
pencil.
acre in your area, David, like
6,000.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember seeing some maple land in the UP not that long ago, 300 to 600 an acre.
Yeah.
So Vermont maple farmer says, move to Vermont, Dave.
Yeah.
Then it'll be 12,000 an acre.
Yeah, and $2 a tap.
Right. Right.
No, I mean it's not out of the cards. It's just finding the right bush that pencils. Before I used to think that. I mean, I'm a very hard worker. I don't stop. I'm going a million directions all the time. But hard work isn't enough anymore. I think way back, it probably was. You could work your way out of things, and you got rewarded for what you did. But now it's more of you got to know your numbers. Like you just flat have to know your numbers. You gotta have some work ethic, but you gotta almost be smarter than work harder anymore. You gotta be a little more diversified. You gotta have, it's a lot to it right now. I mean, and it's always changing, especially right now. Every day there's just with everything Trump's doing it is just almost the Wild West right now. I mean, you can't plan for nothing right now. I mean, you're literally just throwing darts at a board right now.
One of the cool things about having a social media presence and having, Facebook, YouTube is the amount of information that you get and receive. So like anytime a sugaring operation goes up for sale, 2 or 3 guys will send it to me like immediately, which is cool. Like, because I'm always looking. So I'm looking for one here.
There was one from Jeff about 45 minutes.
taps in Westford, right? That one?
No, this one I think was 8,000 taps, but you could expand up to maybe 15 or something. But it's 45 minutes to the east of Jeff.
I got you. So you're getting up, over the mountain range here.
Yeah. He said it probably wasn't as high producing. It was going to be a colder bush, et cetera, et cetera. But they wanted 650,000 for it. But I think the thing that really threw me for a loop, I think a good amount of like over 50% was leased. And that made me nervous.
32.
What are you doing?
I'm getting made fun of.
Oh, it's my wife. She just slammed the chicken door, and I didn't know she was out here. And she's laughing, scared the crap out of me. I thought my smoker just blew up or something.
What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Nate is distracting me from the brisket.
Yeah, he's got it though.
He's got me down a rabbit hole. He's trying to get us to move to Vermont and buy a maple farm.
Oh, no. Oh. That was Vermont Maple Farmer, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, they're trying to get us to Vermont. We doing it or no?
They can't handle us in Vermont.
Yeah, we'd get kicked out.
We're Michiganders.
Yeah.
We're a little extra, as Abigail says. We're a little hillbilly.
How'd she say it?
Hilljack.
It was hilarious.
I don't know. She's got an accent that I don't even know where it came from.
It was
when she says
hilarious.
it.
That's a Western Pennsylvania. My wife will say the word hilljack, which must be a
Hilljack.
version of
I've never heard
hillbilly
that
and
one.
timberjack or lumberjack.
I've never heard that one.
I like that. I
Hilljack.
don't
You
know.
never heard of hilljack? I don't know where she got that.
No.
Hilljack. You bunch of
We were,
hilljack.
where were we driving the other day? And there was a chicken. It was like a fuzzy chicken on the side of the road. And she goes, "Look at that hillbilly chicken run." And I was like, "What?
Hillbilly chicken.
Hillbilly chicken?"
There's
Sounds
your
like some kind of barbecue thing you make
There's
up.
your new smoking idea.
There you go.
David's hillbilly chicken.
Actually,
So-
I'm going to use my smoker and I'm going to take a couple gallons of syrup and I'm going to smoke some maple syrup and taste it and see. I'm going to try smoking some maple syrup with my smoker.
Yeah, I've had it.
Why won't it work?
No, I've had it. I think it's called Sugar Bob's. I thought his was the best. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's like maple syrup and Marlboro. I mean,
I don't know. You got to have clean smoke. He probably didn't use clean smoke. There's a big difference, Nate. Huge difference between dirty smoke and clean smoke. And that's how you can tell good barbecue from shit barbecue.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was well done from a quality standpoint. I was impressed with it. It's super smoked though, like it's saturated. So got a comment
It's
here.
been a whole year. And look at there. I got her almost nailed right off the bat.
Yeah. Probably check the moisture of that wood before you started too, didn't you?
So that's been drying in that rack for almost 2 years, so she's good.
So this
we're
guy,
good.
here we go. Hillside Sugar Bush Farm says, I'm 79 years old and started sugaring in 1984. And now my son is doing all the woods work. We have 2,000 taps. So my question is your son now owner? Because if you have other kids and siblings get involved, because siblings always get along, right? They always get along. They don't, one doesn't think they deserve more than another ever. Right. So Mike says, in my
what
area,
the hell is going on?
What do you got?
Look at my barn. Look at my barn light over there.
We
got a disco going on.
Lights are blinking. It's like fire in the sky. You ever see that movie?
No.
Yeah,
I don't watch TV, Nate. How many times I gotta tell you?
It's based on a true story about alien abductions, and I'm just saying.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's something I definitely would watch.
Looks very similar to that setting. Lights are blinking. Dave might disappear quickly.
I'm not that lucky.
Yeah, Sugar Bog smoked syrup. I was the one I was impressed with.
Interesting. I'm gonna try it. Rolling up the temp. I got my moisture tray in there.
All right, Damien just sent me a text. He would like some pictures from the open house. So I will definitely send
talk about that. How'd that go?
I mean, Jonathan and I didn't get there till maybe 10:30. Brad Gillen talked about tubing. He's very knowledgeable on, like, he is a good teacher on tubing. A lot of the folks in that area don't even have tubing yet. And I know tubing would be an upgrade for some folks over buckets. I think there's still people going, hey, should I do this? Should I not? I think it was more of a beginner's class to intermediate. There goes the aliens. So I'm going to have an episode coming out tomorrow. I think it's called Solar Sweet Farm. I'm going to make sure I got that right. Yeah, Solar Sweet Farm. So we got one coming out tomorrow. And then we'll start getting into our trip to Seattle, which will be cool.
Nice.
Weird stuff happens over there in Michigan. It's true. It's true. I saw Michigan put a whooping on Ohio State's baseball team. It was like 20-2 or something crazy. So what else you got, guys? We got No sports, no movies.
No sports.
Just about 6 or 7 hobby businesses.
And hunting. Killing
definitely.
stuff. If it's outside, I'm into it.
All right.
I can't see any of the comments or anything, Nate. So if there's any questions or
Yeah. No, it's just any turkeys over there, Dave. That's a question.
turkeys? Oh yeah, there's turkeys. I don't even hunt turkeys anymore because you walk out opening morning, you sit down, you do a couple calls, and you shoot one in the head, and I'm just over it.
Jonathan,
the only way I'd go turkey hunting again is if there was like a specific turkey with like 3 beards or a smoky gray or something like that I could like target that specific turkey.
Jonathan and I we went over to see Crown Maple. Crown Maple over in Dutchess County, New York, on our way to Shaver Hills, and that's a beautiful, I did take some footage. I promised I'd let them watch it before I made it public. I didn't, take any trade secrets or nothing, but I think it's warranted to do another visit.
Nice.
For sure. That was Doug Beats that said, "Any turkeys over there, Dave? I'll be over."
Sounds good.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You won't have to just cover your eye, point, and aim, and you'll get one.
You're out there, huh?
Oh, dude, there's just it's effortless.
Yeah, my dad's got quite a few too. So yeah, Solar Sweet Farm. Yeah, beautiful timber frame sugar house, wood fired. One guy runs 20,000 taps on a wood fired evaporator.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm
intrigued now. What's the the evaporator brand?
It's a D&G wood fired evaporator. I think they split all the wood. I think 36-inch length.
Okay.
I'm getting caught up on videos, but it still was probably a month ago when I was there.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is, man. And he hauls all.
So I'm guessing all the taps probably come to the sugar shack.
Some of it, but he hauls sap too from across town.
What?
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah. I'm like,
no way.
What are you doing?
That's insane.
It is.
That is insane.
He's got his dog. He's got a Jack Russell, and very impressive dog. But yeah, that'll be coming out tomorrow. I gotta get it over to them to make sure they see it. But John Gray says Solar Sweet is the prettiest sugar house I've seen. It's up there. It's definitely up there, and I think there's some of those sugar houses that they are built for entertaining, second home. And then if somebody wants to get into sugaring, these places will go up for sale. And it's like, man, the numbers don't crunch because you got a multi-million-dollar building that isn't just for sugaring. And I'm seeing this if you wanted to borrow money from a bank to do sugaring.
Yeah, they're building their dream.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying that they couldn't sell it or find the right person.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of looking for something that's not fancy,
Yeah. You're looking for what works and makes the production.
Someday. I'm hoping somebody's like, hey, I'm thinking about retiring.
Yeah. You and me both.
Maple Mike says Dave with the raccoon eyes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got sunburnt today. Like, look at this.
There you go.
I don't tan. I just burn. I'm a redhead. I was spraying. I went to an auction today.
What are we doing with the water tank off the back of the tractor?
2,4-D and Roundup.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You're killing stuff, huh?
Yeah. I got some food plots and some stuff that I was spraying down, killing. Then I do my whole parking lot and driveway. You've been here, so I have to do that.
Beats weed.
Yeah, I do not weed whip. If you come here and you look at my trees, there's a dead 2-foot circle around every single. I do not weed whip.
Yeah. Weed whip. Dave's got his own lingo.
That's what it's called, ain't it? Weed whacking, weed whip, whatever.
Yeah, trimming. Most people just call it trimming. Trimmers.
No, that's a
string
southern.
trimmers.
That's southern slang.
I don't know.
Look at this mess I got right here.
I see that.
I got that. I got my evaporators all tore apart. I mean, it's a crap show around here right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolute crap show.
Dang, Dave, we're up to 40 people.
That's not bad for a last minute. We're going live, Dave. Better be ready.
Dave, where are you at? Where are you at, Dave? Come on. Like, I can't do this on my own.
So did you have any notes so we can actually stay on track of what you're doing? Because I'm running around here like a...
Oh, we did it all already.
Unless we did?
Yeah, I mean,
this is all extra? Gotcha.
Yeah. The Shaver Hill thing, like, there's like, enough room to walk around. It's pretty packed. And they always have sales. And they're moving a lot of tubing. People are getting their jugs. People are dropping off syrup.
They do a good job.
Yeah, they do. And, plenty of chairs. The lunch is awesome. Like they do. The chili's amazing. And, I was kind of in and out today. Probably only there 3 hours. I said hi to some folks. Some folks said hi to me. But I enjoy doing that. That's something that, these maple syrup buy days, like I just want to go support the folks that are helping us collect syrup to send to us.
Yeah.
So the more I can help them and announce, hey, I'm going to be here, talk to people. I spoke for a little while today. That was fun. Like it's
called networking, Nate.
Yeah.
It's called networking. I
did some networking.
Amazing thing.
Networking. It's like I do have some effects on this thing I was playing around with before we started. So attention. I will be at A&A Maple in Attica, New York on Saturday from 10 to 2. What do you think? Pretty fun.
You forgot to say attention Walmart shopper before.
Yeah, I know.
Other than that, it's pretty good.
Attention Walmart shoppers. We are closing down to one checkout aisle. I know we have 70, but we're just going to close down to one, so you all have to wait to check out for your groceries for 2 hours. That's about right, isn't it?
That's a sore note because I just went and got that charcoal like an hour and a half ago at Meijer, and it was all self-checkout. Everything, really? Every single line, dude, there was a line. So the new checkouts, they go like down and back, and then you get in the checkout. It was a line down and back, and then down the side. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had 8 items, and it said 5 or less items, and nobody was in the 5 or less. So guess what? I rang up 8 items, and I left.
So we got a comment here from Baird Farm, which is in Rutland. I actually had some Baird Farm syrup on my waffle. But yesterday morning, I stayed at the Best Western in Rutland, which is really nice, by the way. It's a pretty cool place to stay. And then as my son and I were touring Vermont State University, they'd see my hat and they'd say Maple, like, do you do Maple? And do you know so-and-so over there? And I go, do they make maple syrup in Vermont? Just to eat. So definitely like Baird Farm. I'd love to actually do a tour. You've been mentioned more than any other sugaring operation there in Rutland, and I would love to do that. All the locals know Baird Farm, so I definitely would like to do that for sure. Like, I go to Rutland. Hopefully, if Jonathan starts wrestling there at Castleton, I'll be there a lot. So Castleton has a great wrestling program. That coach there is just phenomenal. Scott Legacy. Super impressed. And they're known for it. They were showing me pictures of and just video of wrestling meet matches there, and like the whole gymnasium's full. Like that's just not normal for wrestling, man. It's like the most popular sport there for sure. But yeah, I'll definitely stop in next time. Dave, you rebel.
For the checkout with 8 items.
Yeah. Good program, great school. In fact, I sat down. I was talking to Peter Gregg today.
I like him.
Yeah, the Maple News, and Peter and I talked for a while. We both have tremendous guitar collections, and he was, we learned that about each other, and also Peter is a graduate of Castleton there, so the Vermont University School, Castleton. So he grew up in Minnesota, and just back in the day, you didn't really Google search; you would search a book full of colleges, and he was like, "I like to ski. I've been out here," and he just picked it.
Huh.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah, they do. I was impressed. The faculty, I hope he goes there. It's 8-9 hours. I don't think Mom's too keen on it.
Yeah,
but to be able to be, the coach really thinks Jonathan can be an All-American, and I do too. Jonathan is not peaked by any means. So
he made it to the top 6.
Well, he's one of the best wrestlers in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm saying he went to nationals though, right? It was top 6.
No. He blood round. He lost in the blood round, which would have been 8th place guaranteed, and he lost the blood round to a kid he pinned the week earlier. So yeah, it's just brutal.
I see. Yeah,
it's a great sport. Like I hope he does it. The Spartans. That's the oldest college in Vermont. So the building there, where the business school is the oldest college in Vermont. I want to say 1700s. Yeah.
Wow.
So Ryan says I finally caught a live Sapchat. Yeah. Doug Beats, he knows ton of great wrestling schools in PA and New York for sure. But one of the cool things is these guys do tournaments. This is one of the best colleges for Division III, and they beat D1 schools, D2 schools. It's serious. And the national championship, there's a school in Minnesota that is a perennial powerhouse. I think it's called Ogdensburg. I'm not sure, but it's a really good wrestling school. Kind of like in Ohio, Mount Union was a perennial Division III national champion. Just a powerhouse program. And I can see Jonathan's never really had coaching. It's all been effort, repetition. At this level, I shouldn't say he's never had coaching. He's never had coaching at this level. So it'd be cool to see it. Wow, David. We're keeping people occupied. You guys are going to have to get us some questions.
They're like, well, I mean, how often can you watch a couple idiots sit there and just bounce around and carry an incoherent conversation?
I don't know, but I thought we had that live stream last weekend was awesome. It was fun.
What did we even talk about? Honestly,
I don't know. Dave just let me go though. He's like, clearly Nate needs to talk. So,
just run with it.
That. We had Jeff Corey at the end too talking.
We did that. That was good. That was a good way to end the show there.
But yep, I just drove in 6.5 hours this morning. After going to Shaver Hill, so I'm good, man. I think I'm going to turn in early on this one.
Yeah, you're good. I got some stuff to catch up on here. I got to get this brisket in. She's up to temp. She's rocking.
Thanks, Dave. Tell Ashley happy Mother's Day. Tell your mom happy Mother's Day for me.
Yep, definitely. Same to yours.
You.
Yep. Later.
See you guys.